You're listening to the Dispatch from WPRB News. I'm joined by Brandon Joseph and Yihe Dong in studio to discuss conversations they had with voters. And first off, we're going to go straight to some of those conversations.
I am Tom Barmore from Arlington Heights, Illinois. I would probably be voting for McCain. I don't think Obama has the experience. As much as I would like to have an African American as president, I'd like to have somebody who has been an executive before.
My name is George Roussos. I'm from Princeton, New Jersey.
And I'm Emily Roussos from Princeton, New Jersey.
Okay, so who will you be voting for in next month's election?
Obama.
Obama.
Because he is smart.
And we think he's on the right track.
So what's your stance on John McCain?
I think he's
flip-flop.
I think he's just more of the same.
My son is 3 times going to Iraq. If he say he loved the army and he loved all those things, the kid's not supposed to be there, you know? That's all.
So who will you be voting for in next month's election?
Probably McCain. What's important to me is the war on terrorism and the economy, and I feel like he's more aligned with what I believe on that.
Mia Gilchrist. I'm from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, but I'm from South Korea originally. I won't be voting for anybody because I don't care for either parties. I would like to have independent third party, then I would love to vote.
My name is Tom Ertinger. I'm from Hamilton.
And who will you be voting for in next month's election?
Probably McCain, just a traditional American president candidate. My only concern with Obama is he's too far left. If you look at his record, he's almost like socialist. So that scares me a little bit.
So those clips seem to be pretty balanced in terms of what people were saying. We tried to actually give a pretty good cross-section of different opinions. But in terms of overall numbers, when you guys were out there collecting this audio, what was it like?
I think that there was an overwhelming Obama faction out there. I mean, it appears like even when doing the interviews, the Obama supporters were kind of chomping at the bit to sort of say what they had to say, mean what they had to say, whereas it was kind of harder to find somebody who really supported McCain as much as people supported Obama.
Right, and the Obama supporters seem to be far more enthusiastic.
And what about issues? It seemed to me from a lot of the clips that the economy was pretty important.
I think, especially since the bailout, when we actually did the interviews, the bailout plan had a version of the bailout plan had just been released, and people really had, the media coverage was really concentrated on the economy, to sort of forcing that into people's heads that, the economy's an issue, the economy's failing, and they're constantly seeing that, and they're worried about their country. So I think that was why that really came up a lot when we were doing the interviews.
Right, and the economy affects everyone, so I think that's why it's such a big issue.
I think we want to move to another clip now. This one, an interesting take on experience. You might remember that at the start of this campaign, one of the major narratives that the McCain camp was using was that Barack Obama was not experienced enough to be president. Well, this might actually show you a little bit how the narratives in this campaign have changed a lot.
I feel that Sarah Palin is woefully unqualified to be a vice presidential candidate, and I think that the Republican Party has completely messed up the country over the last 8 years, and I'd vote for anybody almost over the Republican Party.
About the vice president, I think we cannot even really lose another word because Palin is completely incompetent and was fun to watch for a while, but now it's just outrageous.
I don't like Palin because she keeps saying stuff about small town values, and being from a small town, I know that those values are pretty much crap. Also, I don't think somebody from, Alaska is really, that qualified to do much of anything, let alone be vice president. And even though vice president is like a position for, nobodies, it's still, she doesn't deserve it.
Well, people definitely have opinions about Sarah Palin, but what surprised me, I'll let you guys give me your opinion on this. A couple months ago, when you'd speak with Democrats, a lot of what they talk about, and some people did mention this, was similarities between McCain and Bush, and people would raise Bush in the context of McCain. To me, it seemed that almost every single Obama supporter you spoke with cited Palin as a pretty major factor in their dislike, particularly because they saw her as being inexperienced. Did that surprise either of you?
No, it didn't actually surprise me, as Sarah Palin hasn't been a governor for a long time, and her only political experiences are basically being the mayor and then the governor.
Yeah, I kind of had the same view. I think that once John McCain chose Sarah Palin, it kind of exposed a sort of chink in the armor on his ticket too, because I think in general, even before Obama's vice presidential choice, there was a lot of attack on Obama's experience, his foreign policy experience, his ability to handle himself in Washington and with the other leaders, staring down other leaders in the world and things like that. So once you have Sarah Palin on the bottom of the ticket, you kind of have you can point to something that says, well, this portion of the ticket isn't really as strong as the top portion too. Obama's ticket has a whole package, and I think they try to emphasize that.
And it's really ironic that McCain has been criticizing Obama for his lack of experiences, and now he is choosing someone who has even less experiences.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.